They said moving to Japan was a mistake. When I first told people I was moving to Japan, almost everyone around me said it was going to be a mistake. They told me the culture would be too different, the language too hard, the lifestyle too strict. They said I would never adjust, and I would regret the decision. But deep inside, I felt something pulling me toward this country, something I could not ignore. When I arrived, the first thing I noticed was how quiet everything felt. The streets were clean. The people moved with purpose and order, and there was a sense of respect in the air that I had never experienced before. But at the same time, I felt like an outsider. I could not understand the signs, the conversations, or even the simplest interactions. I remember standing in front of a vending machine for 10 minutes, trying to figure out what button to press. At first, the loneliness hit hard. My friends back home were right about the isolation when you do not speak the language. It feels like you are locked outside of the world around you. I struggled to order food. I struggled to find my way. I struggled to connect with anyone. There were days when I sat alone in my apartment wondering if I had made the worst decision of my life. But slowly something began to change. One day, an elderly woman stopped to help me when I looked lost. She did not speak a single word of English, but she smiled and guided me with her hands. She even walked with me for 5 minutes, just to make sure I reached the right place. That moment stayed with me. It was small, but it showed me that kindness speaks louder than language. I started to notice the beauty in the everyday moments, the train that always arrived on time, the convenience stores that seemed to have everything I needed, the simple politeness in every hello and thank you. Even when I made mistakes, people were patient. They laughed with me, not at me, and slowly I felt less like a foreigner and more like someone learning to belong. Learning Japanese became my biggest challenge, but also my greatest reward. At first, every word felt impossible, but with time, I started to understand small sentences. I could order food with confidence. I could ask for directions. I could even make friends who were willing to practice with me, and every little step forward felt like climbing a mountain, but also like opening a new world. Then there were the traditions festivals that lit up the streets with lanterns, cherry blossoms painting the parks and spring temples, where silence spoke louder than any words. I remember standing under a tree filled with pink petals, falling all around me and thinking, this is why I came here, not to escape something, but to experience something bigger than myself. Of course, there were still hard days. I missed my family. I missed the food I grew up with. I missed hearing my language everywhere I went. And yes, sometimes I felt like I would never fully fit in. But I also realized that life is not about fitting perfectly. It is about finding pieces of yourself in places you never expected. People said moving to Japan was a mistake, but they were wrong. Japan has taught me patience, resilience, and gratitude. It has taught me to slow down and appreciate the small details. It has taught me that even when you feel alone, you are never truly alone, because kindness can reach you anywhere. So was moving to Japan a mistake? No, it was one of the best decisions of my life because it forced me to grow. It opened my eyes to a new culture, and it gave me a second home. I will never forget where I came from, but now Japan is also a part of me, and that is something I will always carry.